Morning world, welcome to my world of making raised beds. Yes, they look a little bit goody-piggedy, especially that one now, but that's because the ground is very undulating. My word of the day, undulating. All out of donated scrap timber, donated screws. All I've had to do, cut and shut it and screw it together. They will become raised beds because over the back of the caravan I've got some salvaged aluminium corrugated tin, my corrugated sheets, of which I'm going to flatten them out and they're going to basically become the sides, of which then stick a load of branch frith and all the stuff that's basically useless in the base of them, then a bit of soil with some stone in for drainage purposes, then some obviously compost, soil, blah blah blah, and I'm going to make 4 raised beds all by myself. And that, well, with 2 doting helpers there, you can see how much they really do help. Bless their hearts, wherever I am, they want to be. Yeah, this one really, I suppose, is just more those that aspire to be like me, a single man, wanting to live off grid. It's a dream, isn't it? No pressures from the outside world, no hassle from the outside world. Excellent. But unless you are extremely self-motivated, I'm not. There are times where the struggle is very real. Building these, for instance, the amount of times I suffered with Tourette's, because all it would have taken, just a pair of hands, just for 2 minutes, that would have solved the problem. Trying to hold things, support things, coming up with ways of getting around it, almost to the point of losing heart. Not yet slung hammers. I've only got one decent one, so I daren't sling it and that. But to try and do everything on your own, by yourself, can be extremely tiresome and sometimes quite relentless. But the satisfaction at the end of it, this is where you need to push yourself through. I have to kick myself up the arse numerous amounts of times, and that primarily because I can't be arsed. Oh look, there's the kettle. Shall I just have another cup of coffee? Bit cold outside, isn't it? So I put a log on a log burner. All of those relevant excuses. But I wouldn't call them excuses. I'd call them bloody good reasons not to do anything. But then, if I didn't do anything, I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have that. That polytunnel. Do your research, people. Buying polytunnels, getting polytunnels, erecting polytunnels. Read the instructions. I know most of us men don't. I'm one of those. If it ain't got pictures, I'm not really interested. The words thing is like, that's not a man thing. That's a resort of desperacy, having to go down to that. But everywhere you look, it says a minimum of 2 people to erect a polytunnel. Well, I'm only one person, and so how do I get around that? Invite someone round, wait until someone turns up, or just get bloody on with it. The amount of times it took me to get that sheet over those hoops, unbelievable. I chose a day, a bit like today, where there's barely a breath of wind, and I'd pull one side over, and by the time I'd walk to the other end to pull over the other side, the first side had a little bit of wind and it had blown back over. I must have done it about a dozen times, but I persevered because I wanted to succeed and to prove a point. Those instructions are bullshit. It takes 2 people. No, I can do it by myself. I've learned a couple of tricks about doing it by myself. It's hard, but you learn by your mistakes, and it is hard. Remember that. It is bloody hard. But the results, knowing that you have done that by yourself, excellent. That's priceless, that is. Yeah, it would be nice, like most of you watching this, to have the significant other in the world of DIY. Having someone that can be in your life. That's a bloody spider, that is, working around me here. Having someone in your life help cope with the good times, help cope with the bad times, and enjoy the good times, and that. But to try and do this as a solo person, for anybody out there that's thinking of doing something like this, I'm only realistic about it. I had a dream, I had a picture in my head, and I decided I'd go for it. I'm stubborn, so I'm going to prove to myself I can. Many a time I wanted to give up. Many a time I came close to giving up, especially the first winter. Talk about winters and another one. But I stuck it out. I stuck it out. I stuck it out. People were thinking I was stupid. Maybe the stubbornness of proving them wrong kept me going. I don't know. But yeah, it would be nice to enjoy this environment with somebody else sometime, maybe, who knows. But the primary thing, being comfortable with who you are, comfortable in your own skin, and as you can see with me, it's highly fashionable. Don't all women love a very fashionable man? What have I got to prove to anybody? Most of us are above 21 by just a few years. Just be yourself, people. Live for yourself. Drive yourself forward. Everything else will come. It just takes time. If you try to rush it, it's likely to backfire. Anyway, that's the end of my little ditty. My little message for the day. It's time for a cup of coffee. Give the girls a treat as well. Anyway, wishing you all the best. Have a good day, people. Ta-ra.